One Zambia, One Nation. The headlines. Government concerned with cost of drilling boreholes. Mporokoso Skills Training School completed. Construction of bridge across Mpososhi River commences. And parliamentary committee concerned with mobile money scammers. Good evening. With the news, I'm Kafula Salamba and my sign language interpreter is Joas Shkombwe. The news in detail. Minister of Water Development and Sanitation Mike Mposha has expressed concern over the exorbitant amount borehole drillers are charging customers. Mr. Mposha says while drilling boreholes is done at a cost, government is concerned with the high cost. Speaking in Lusaka when he met members of the Drillers Association of Zambia DAS, the minister said the drought situation in the country requires people to embrace irrigation and water harvesting, stating that the move is being hindered by the cost attached to drilling boreholes. And Mr. Mposha has clarified that the drilling of 20 boreholes in Kanyama and George compounds was not implemented at a cost of 22 million kwacha, as reported in some sections of the media. The minister explained that contrary to the reports, the 22 million kwacha is for another project meant for the installation of commercial boreholes, which include other associated aspects that come with the connection. Meanwhile, Drillers Association of Zambia chairperson Christopher Chilonga said the institution is willing to dialogue with the government on how best to resolve the concerns.
For a long time, our people have complained about the drillers going to site, then you site and give a point and say, here, there's a probability that we are going to find water. Then you drill a few meters and say, we have hit a dry borehole. Beyond there, you have to pay so much money per meter. I think usually it's about 2,500 or more. This is creating a problem to our people because sometimes you find that you go and drill 3 different points. A client wanted 1 borehole, then they end up paying for 3 boreholes which are all dry.
Civil Service Commission Chairperson Cholo Beani has cautioned civil servants against abrogating the terms and conditions of the service. Dr. Beani says whoever will be found abrogating the conditions of service will be dealt with decisively in line with the applicable guidelines. He notes that the era in which public officers abrogated the terms and conditions of service and get away with it is long gone, adding that government is in a hurry to deliver quality service to the people. Dr. Beani was speaking when he called on Copperbelt Province Permanent Secretary Augustine Kasongo in Ndola. And Mr. Kasongo is pleased with the works exhibited by the Human Resources Management Committee that has been placed under his office. Southern Africa Development Community SADC Chairperson for the Defense Subcommittee, Stali Alubuzwi, says the region has in the recent years witnessed significant progress in addressing security challenges. Speaking when he officially opened the 32nd Ordinary Meeting of the Defense Subcommittee, Lieutenant General Alubuzwi says through open communication, collaboration, and a unified approach, the shared threats have continued to be effectively tackled. Lieutenant General Alubuzwi, who is also Zambia Army Commander, however, noted that Africa continues to be faced with numerous security challenges that threaten the well-being of the continent. He cited terrorism, insurgency activities, unresolved and internal conflicts that have remained persistent in some countries, while transnational organized crime will ravage the region.
As we gather today, our continent is still ravaged by numerous security challenges that threaten our collective well-being. As you may be aware, terrorism, insurgents activities, as well as unresolved internal conflicts are still persistent in some of our member states, whether world national organized crime still ravages the entire Southern Africa, thereby affecting regional stability. In the same vein, esteemed generals, piracy and the disruption of maritime trade still threaten our regional maritime space, whilst the upsurge in the digital societies have increased the vulnerability of our cyberspace to cyber attacks. Nevertheless, my dear generals, I stand confident in the unwavering commitment of our SADC member states to regional security. Through open communication, collaboration, and a unified approach, we have continued to effectively address these shared threats. Along these lines, my dear generals, I note that the SADC region has witnessed significant progress in recent years, and our collective efforts have demonstrated and protected the lives of our citizens. In this regard, I take this opportunity to commend the dedication and the sacrifice of our defense forces in safeguarding the region. Their vigilance and bravery are paramount to our collective peace. Distinguished Chiefs of Defense Forces, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue battling the aforesaid threats to our peace and security, our gathering today presents us with a critical opportunity.
Zambia National Education Coalition Chairperson for Skills and Tertiary Education Subsector Committee, Action Banda, says there's need for the Zambian education system to start building a system that is inclusive and responsive to the changing trends. Mr. Banda was speaking at an engagement meeting on decolonization of education for students and management in Lusaka today. And University of Zambia UNZA Associate Professor Ferdinand Chipindi observed that sustainable development cannot take place without addressing the issues of decolonization in the country. Professor Chipindi noted the importance of addressing the issues of decolonization, especially among the intellectuals such as students. Meanwhile, Zambia National Students Union President Dennis Chipili called for the harmonization of the curriculum and the education system in the country to make it responsive to the current global trends in social and economic development.
Ladies and gentlemen, the objective of this gathering, or perhaps may I say this meeting, therefore, is to initiate debates on the concept of decolonization and how it can be addressed in Zambia today. It is important, therefore, that we unpack the concept of decolonization at this meeting and come up with concrete solutions that will help us, that will help our higher learning institutions to chart the path towards a decolonized education system. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me, on behalf of Zambia National Education Coalition, which is acronym as ZANIS, to take this opportunity to appreciate the Norwegian Students and Academic International Assistance Fund, which is acronym as SAI, for the financial support that made it possible for this meeting to take place.
Organization of education is very critical because it implicates, our development aspirations.
For us, the stakeholder students, is a conversation that we thought we would have had like yesterday. Because if we're going to discuss the issues of decolonization of education, these are things that are very paramount to us. Now, this conversation is very paramount to us because we are looking at if decolonization is going to be actualized. Number one, our request as students is that there should be an increase in the budget allocation where education is concerned. Secondly, we should be able to see more capacity building programs that should be run if we're going to actualize it on a good time. Number three, I think for us, the students, we would want to see policy implementation, because if we are going to discuss decolonization, we need to have favorable policies that are speaking to the current issues that the education sector is facing.
Eastern Province has established a regional presidential delivery unit to enhance meeting the objectives of the unit. The presidential delivery unit was established by President Hakainde Hichilema to fast-track development priorities. Let's hear more in this report.
As the country continues to push its development agenda, government is implementing a number of initiatives to enhance the process, one of which is the establishment of the Presidential Delivery Unit by President Hakainde Hichilema. To tap into this initiative, whose aim is to fast-track development priorities in order to deliver better public services, Eastern Province has equally successfully set up the Provincial Delivery Unit. This was disclosed by Eastern Province Minister Peter Perry during the second Provincial Development Coordinating Committee meeting for 2024 held in Chipata.
In order to swiftly implement ambitious agenda, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, established a presidential delivery unit with the objective of expediting the implementation of high-priority government programs and projects. I'm proud to announce that as Eastern Province, we have also successfully set up the Provincial Presidential Delivery Unit, and all districts have been instructed to form district delivery units as well. Once fully operational at all levels, this will enhance our contribution to all the set out national targets.
The minister also gave guidance on a number of issues.
I implore all the district officials to encourage our youth and women to channel their efforts to positively change their livelihoods and make meaningful contributions to the development of our society, as well as refrain from engaging in illicit activities that endanger their lives and well-being. I earnestly encourage them to take advantage of the Constituency Development Fund to enable them effectively engage in economic activities which will subsequently improve their livelihoods and those of their families.
And in his welcoming remarks, the Deputy Permanent Secretary said the provincial administration will closely monitor local authorities to ensure prudent utilization of resources.
My encouragement to you today is to relook at the way we are implementing programs. How effective are they? How prudent are we in the utilization of public resources?
Abigail Kashweka reporting in Chipata.
And in business news, Copperbelt Province Minister Elisha Matambo has called on the Parliamentarian Committee on Media, Information and Communication Technologies to help in curbing mobile money scammers who are swindling people. Mr. Matambo says his office has been receiving complaints of people being scammed from various networks, hence the need for the committee to thoroughly investigate such matters. The minister said this when the Parliamentarian Committee on Media, Information and Communication Technologies called on him at his office in Ndola District. And Parliamentary Committee Chairperson Raphael Mabenga told the Permanent Secretary that the team is in the area to look at cybersecurity and mobile money security.
So the mobile money you've talked about, that is also a big issue in our province. A lot of people have lost money. Clients both from MTN and Airtel, even Zamtel. Yeah, we've had complaints, some of them which have been coming to our office here, where scammers have even swindled those who are running the booth.
They will pretend as if, I don't know how they do it, they pretend as if they are withdrawing.
Data, it has to be there, and we need to protect that data from cyber security. Because the biggest crime now in the world and the biggest robber is cyber security. People are being robbed day and night. Banks are being robbed through cyber security. So those are the areas we are looking at. We're also looking at infrastructure that is supporting the ICT, and also looking at mobile money, because a lot of money is in mobile phones.
The Media Network on Child Rights and Development has commended the Lusaka Magistrate Court for sentencing suspects in the theft of the newborn baby from the University Teaching Hospital, UTH. Media Network on Child Rights and Development Executive Director Henry Kawe said a child's right to be with the mother was violated. He has told ZANIS News in a telephone interview that the sentencing will serve as a deterrent to the would-be offenders. On May 7, 2024, Lusaka Magistrate Crispin Hapungani passed on a 5-year sentence on Precious Nkunika, Emily Hall, a nutrition demonstrator, Rebecca Mkandawire, a UTH maid, while Ms. Nkunika's mother, Grace Seska, was sentenced to 2 years imprisonment for harboring a stolen baby. However, Magistrate Hapungani acquitted the fourth accused person, Nelly Kasalo, for lack of evidence. Mr. Kabwe further said security measures should be tightened in all health facilities to ensure that babies are not exchanged or stolen. He encouraged the community to pay attention to the well-being of children in communities and report any case of child abuse through the toll-free lines.
The sentencing of people that stole a newborn baby at UTH is a very welcome move, and it should be able to serve as a deterrent to other would-be abusers. So for us to be able to protect children from being stolen, we need to ensure that we put measures at the UTH and other health facilities so that babies are not exchanged or stolen. We need to ensure that the security is beefed up. The security people should not just be employed. They need to be oriented about some of the possible cases of stealing children. They shouldn't just hire a company and bring those guards there. They have to be oriented. They have to be inclined to protecting children.
We take a break. Stay tuned.
Zambia Today is a program that keeps you informed on various government policies and programs. Join us every Tuesday at 18 hours on ZANIS TV, Topstar Platform, Channel 6 DTT and 458 DTH. Don't miss.
The Issue is a program that looks at topical issues happening in the country. Watch The Issue every Friday at 19:30 hours, only on ZANIS TV, Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH on Topstar. Don't miss.
Woman Thou Art is a program that offers counsel to the female folk, sharing real-life experiences and providing guidance to the women and young girls on necessary steps and conducts that will help shape and nurture a sober society. Watch Woman Thou Art on ZANIS TV every Wednesday at 18:30 hours on the Topstar channel, Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH.
In Northern Province, the construction of Mporokoso Skills Training School has been completed. Mporokoso District Commissioner Brian Muyuni says the school is now awaiting official commissioning. Mr. Muyuni has explained that the project had stalled for a long time, but government has funded and completed the project. Mr. Muyuni said the introduction of the skills development bursaries under the Constituency Development Fund will enable the youths to be sponsored for training.
For a long time, this project stalled, but when the June government came in, it picked the project, and as we are speaking, the construction is now complete. We are just waiting for his commissioning of the project. So very soon we expect that the project will be commissioned. We've been facing challenges in terms of skills development in a district because we don't have a skills training center where our youths can access the much needed skills. Mostly we depend on Lukasha here in Kasam. So with the coming of the training center, our youths will not cover long distances for them to access the much needed skills.
Over 700,000 kwacha has been invested in the construction of a 1x3 classroom block using the Constituency Development Fund at Mukambo B Primary School in Chitambo District in Central Province. Chitambo Town Council Deputy Director of Works, Paul Mwale, says the facility will reduce the challenges of inadequate infrastructure at the learning institution. More in the following report.
Pupils of Mukambo B Primary School will no longer have to worry over their safety as they go to school during different weather conditions because there is now a shelter over their heads. In a bid to ensure pupils learn in a habitable and good environment, Chitambo Town Council allocated over 700,000 kwacha for the construction of this 1x3 classroom block.
So this is Mukambo 1x3 classroom block at a contract sum of 747,797. So the contractor's name is Kesim General Dealers. Yes, so far the contractor has built the structure, is working on the ceiling and the wall finishes and also the external finishes. And the project is expected to be completed by the 30th of this month.
Kasim General Dealers foreman Benny Simpito gives the scopes of works being done.
Kanomba tulipa steering body tulebika after katwapusha steering body wala banomba kupushisha fekupenda.
And the provincial delivery unit team is happy with the projects being implemented in Chitambo district, but it wants other high-impact projects to be captured in the database.
PDU should encompass other impactful projects from other departments. Some other departments have high impact, they are running or implementing high impact projects which are funded and well funded. So make sure that you also capture that in your database and include them under the umbrella of PDU projects and the programs.
Daniel Billy, ZANIS News in Chitambo District, Central Province.
Chipata City Council in Eastern Province has launched the distribution of assorted hygiene products valued at over 500,000 kwacha to 9 communities across the district. The move, which has been supported by UNICEF, is aimed at supplementing government efforts to reduce diarrheal diseases. Here are the details.
In an effort to enhance hygiene standards in Chipata District of Eastern Province, Chipata City Council has launched the distribution of assorted hygiene products to 9 areas in the district. This is upon the local authority receiving hygiene products worth 540,000 kwacha as donation from the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF. Chipata City Mayor George Mwanza says the 9 targeted areas include the densely populated as well as those that were negatively hit by the cholera pandemic.
We know that the integrity of the water sources in those areas is not 100% guaranteed, and we want to just ensure that there is holistic safety and hygiene in those areas like Chini, Garden area, in Asilot, in Magazini, in Aputika compounds, heavily densely populated areas, which were seriously hit few months ago by cholera. We care about our people and we know that health is very key for them to be productive. for them to be resilient amidst climate crisis, and for them to continue to work hard. They need to have health lives, for them to continue pushing, for them to put food on the table, really.
Stakeholders in the district have been asked to emulate the gesture.
We are really grateful, and we also want to ask from other well-wishers, other cooperating partners, that they can also emulate what UNICEF has done, so that they come to our aid. My ward was one of the worst hit when it comes to cholera. So pakubwera kwa tandizo indife boyamikira, because even manzi amene titenga tidali na shallow wells timakhala na erratic water supply from the water utility.
Meanwhile, District Health Office has confirmed receiving the donation through the local authority.
You all know that we had a very bad cholera outbreak this year, and also what was lacking was basically the necessities, such as the chlorine and other logistics. We are really happy to let you know that through the local authority, Chipata City Council, they were able to source some donations from UNICEF.
Poor sanitation is linked to the transmission of diarrheal diseases such as cholera and dysentery, among others. Olivia Nkata for ZANIS News in Chipata District.
The Zambia National Service has commenced the construction of a bridge across Mupososhi River in Kawambwa District to ease access to the Luena farm block. District Commissioner Godfrey Chilambwe, who inspected the works, says the construction works are expected to be complete by October this year. Lewis Changwe has more in the following report.
Access to the Luena farm block, located in Pambashe constituency of Kawambwa District using the Mpolokoso Kawambwa Road, has not been easy. This is because of the Mpoposhi River, which has no bridge, and people depend on the canoes. Government is, however, aware of the challenge and has already started constructing the bridge on the river.
One example of the farm blocks that has been so much been supported by the current government administration under the leadership of Mr. Hichilema is Luena farm block. For the past 2 years, we have seen so much support in terms of finances, in terms of infrastructure development. We have seen the construction of the bridge along the Mupoposhi River, construction of the power lines, and where we are right here at Kawambwa Sugar. Previously, there was no electricity.
The District Commissioner later held a meeting with management at Kawambwa Sugar and Avocado Project to appreciate what is being done so far.
We do need that connecting road from the D19 to our estate boundary. It will make our life much easier to bring in the material that we need for our farming operations, fertilizer, irrigation equipment, plant material, and so on.
As you are aware, for us to put in meaningful investment, title deeds are required.
Then in terms of road construction, already ZANIS is on site and they are doing it.
Lewis Changwe, ZANIS, Kawambwa, Luapra Province.
3 teacher unions in Eastern Province have donated information and communication technology ICT equipment worth 22,000 kwacha to the Eastern Province Education Office. Speaking on behalf of the other unions, Secondary School Teachers Union of Zambia, Eastern Province Director Oscar Msonda says the equipment is meant to enhance efficiency in the processing of administrative matters for the teachers in the region. Mr. Msonda says there is an urgent need to embrace technology in the running of education matters to enhance delivery of quality education. He said this when he handed over the ICT kit to Eastern Province Education Officer Brenly Malambo at his office. Mr. Malambo commended the union for attaching importance to affairs of teachers and pupils across the province. The donation was made possible by Secondary School Teachers Union of Zambia, Professional Teachers Union of Zambia, and the Zambia and the Zambia National Unions of Teachers.
Colleagues, thank you. So grateful and honored as Provincial Education Officer.
One way the unions thought they would contribute in ensuring that cases are quickly being processed, to add on what we have already seen. The unions thought of providing your office with digital kit ICT technology equipment, which is printing and typing in the form of a printer, a high technology printer, and also a desktop.
I don't remember anywhere in this country have come in this manner to support the government, to support the office of the PM, to support the whole province where educational matters are concerned. I have never seen this before. That's what I'm saying, it is unparalleled. And when you come like this, as unions, 3 unions in Eastern Province, trying to enhance our performance, all I can say is, may God Almighty continue guiding you as we move Eastern Province forward.
As we end the news, we look at the headlines again. Government concerned with cost of drilling boreholes. Mporokoso Skills Training School completed. Construction of bridge across Mpososhi River commences. And parliamentary committee concerned with mobile money scammers. That's all we had on ZANIS News tonight. Thank you for watching. My name is Kafala Salamba and my sign language interpreter was Joas Shikombwe. Good evening.